Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome to another video. So in this video, I'll be doing a second test on the stock intake manifold. It's been a year since I've done it. So if you are OG subscriber, you know that testing got cut extremely short thanks to the AutoZone Continental upper radiator hose that goes right here, the S1. That was pulling too tight and it ripped the studs out the stock intake. So it's been a year, so I re-brought everything. I went with the OEM hose this time. That way I could do the test a lot longer. So new upper radiator hose, the back one is staying the same. I brought the stock intake manifold as well. We're gonna retest that. FedEx should be showing up in the next couple minutes. So got all the other hoses, the clamps, throttle body filler neck bracket. Also got the little mounting bracket, and that's it. So for all of this, came out to $210.47. And I got this on sale for the 4th of July. So I've had this, how long have I had this for now? So July 9th. All right, so what we are going to do is first, for me to swap the upper radiator hose, this side in particular, that side staying the same. I'm gonna disconnect this, I'm gonna cut the top, drain the excess coolant from this section of the cooling system. Gonna swap the hoses out, and then we're gonna proceed to swap in a beautiful rod screw intake. It needs some polishing. It's showing its age and all that. But we're gonna take this off and redo the testing of the stock intake manifold. And all these hoses and the breather will be going away to make this fair. I'll also throw in the stock ECU to make it fair, in case those of y'all that wanted to do the same thing I've done and want to see if the stock ECU can handle it. I want to know too. It should be able to handle it because the cams I got in here is bolt-on cams. So in theory, it's supposed to work with the stock ECU. So that's one difference. Plus I'm running bigger injectors from the year ago. I've done it because I had the 1ZZ injectors. Now I got the 2AZ injectors. We're not sure what that is. The 1ZZs from the Corolla, the 2AZs from the Camry. I also got the Camry throttle body as well. So I've had this set up for a year. The cams, I think it's been less than a year since I put those in the car. But anyway, no further ado, let's start assembling all this. I'm gonna set y'all up on the tripod. We're gonna begin swapping back to the stock intake manifold. The cams, everything else is staying as is. But the ECU is gonna be getting swapped to the stock to make it all fair, pretty much. So I'm gonna set y'all on tripod and we're gonna begin. Alright, that's coming off. Breather coming off. Alright, so that's the sun boot. Alright, move this. Alright, going to disconnect the mass airflow sensor. Alright, gonna set this aside. Alright, we're gonna move all the 10 mils. Alright, gonna disconnect the throttle body. Let that drop. Actually, I'm not gonna let it drop. I'm gonna set it up here. So I don't want any coolant dropping onto the sensor. Alright. That's all good. Set that right there. So next, what we're going to do is take off these studs. Before I remove the studs, I'll remove the brake booster hose right here. Alright, going to remove it from here too. This side is off. That's off. Also gotta remove it from the evap. That's coming off. Alright, so all these we can set to the side. Alright, I gotta loosen this one some more. Oh, it is loose. The hose just ain't coming off. Alright, there you go. Alright, so that's the side. So all that's disconnected. Next, we're gonna remove, like I said, the studs. I gotta sit there and see what size it is. I can't remember. It's been a year. All right, so I'm gonna use a ratchet because this is billet aluminum. I don't want to damage it with an impact. Using an impact, sorry. And these are the studs from the stock intake manifold. You just transfer them over. All right, so that's one. I'll lose the ratchet. But once I swap it, the stock ECU can't handle it, which I don't see why, because cams are bolts on. I just did the ECU remap to take more advantage of the cams, but we'll see. Yep, accidentally turned the wrong one. There you go. Yeah, so whenever doing something like this, especially since this is aluminum, you want to use a ratchet. Don't sit there and hit it with an impact or a drill, because you could easily damage the threads inside. And then you have to get them retapped, all the other stuff. So this is done. Hoses disconnected. Now we're going to take this off from the head, which is, I think, was 14 if I remember correctly, but we're gonna see. I am gonna have to remove the VVTi solenoid, because to get to that one, this has to be out the way to get clearance to remove that one. So I'm gonna get the socket and then I'm gonna remove that. All right, so I was wrong. It's actually a 12. I don't have nowhere to set y'all that could hold the tripod, but y'all just gonna sit in this angle. So it's 2 nuts on the outer sides, and then there's 3 in the center. And also do this while the car is cool. this, I gotta remove the dipstick. So I can loosen this one. Alright, I'm gonna plug the VVTI. Alright, I'm gonna put the dipstick back in. Alright, gonna loosen the alternator bracket, the up one. Just so I can gain access to that solenoid. Alright, that's out the way. Move the little tin now. And that's still clean too. Alright, last bolt, but nut. And my hands are getting greasy. Alright, and it's hooked. We're gonna move the thermal gasket, and then as soon as FedEx comes, we're gonna swap the OEM gaskets. Alright, so we're gonna start draining the coolant. Got that right there. Let me get this off first. Probably make my job a little bit easier. Alright, I'm gonna get some hose clamps to twist this. I think this been on a lot longer. Can't remember. I'll just do it like this. All right. Loosen this. Should be good that way. Try to create the least possible mess as I can. move this upwards real quick. See what I can use to hold. Alright. I want to make sure this side is drained first and then I'll worry about what's left in here. Gotta loosen it some more. What's up with this? Oh, I had 2 clamps on here, that's why. Alright. There we go. Alright, that's kind of stuck, so do the same thing. That'll be hard with one hand. I'm holding the other side up. I wonder if I could just keep pushing it down. Let me see where I can put this hose. Should be good, I think. There we go. I think that's everything. Yeah. Alright, so that side's disconnected. So, not bad. I think it goes this way. It's one of the ways, so I'm gonna get all the stickers off and then be right back. It's a FedEx thing and cover my phone. So for the other upper radiator hose, intake manifold gasket, throttle body gasket came out to, after shipping, $63.10. So intake manifold gasket, throttle body gasket, and then the other upper radiator hose, and that's it. So after looking at this is shorter than that, so that might have been the other issue when I first tried it. So this is a whole lot shorter. So I believe I drained all the coolant from that. I just sat this here for now. You can see it's already crimping right there. So that might have been the other issue too. So good thing I ordered the other one. I forgot I even ordered both hoses. So I'm gonna set you down and I'm gonna loosen the other clamp. Hopefully all the coolant is drained. And I'm separated from the upper portion and make sure it's drained first. Alright, so let's see. Good thing I pulled up for this more. It's still pouring a little. this up. Yeah, so pull this off. Alright. I'm gonna do the same thing, peel the stickers off of this. Alright, so gonna put the hose back on. Alright, I'm just gonna have these attached to each other just so nothing falls in the hoses. So now we're gonna install the stock intake manifold. Alright, put up the factory stock airbox. We're gonna do the stock gasket. I could use the thermal gasket too, but I'm just gonna do this first. I wanna keep it as close to stock as possible. For those of y'all that wanna do a similar setup as me, you know how the car will react with, even though the cams is bolts on, it's supposed to work with everything factory, but just keep it pretty much fair. I'm pretty sure me using a thermal gasket ain't gonna make much of a difference either, because it's still a gasket at the end of the day. Make sure it's set properly. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna start with the outside bolts first. And that's another reason why I had to switch the hoses around, because it's sitting a lot lower. So I'm just going to hand tighten the outside 2 nuts. See if I can do this, make it a little bit quicker. Oh, forgot the battery. This back out the way. Alright, so that's all back on. Plus, I like this a little bit better because it's easier to get to the bolts. Alright, I'm gonna put this VVTi solenoid back in. So this is lined up. That's reconnected. VVTi reconnected. This going back on. Alright. right there. All right, that's tight. That's tight. All right, so all this is reassembled. As far as stock airbox, I do not have that. But if y'all want me to get the stock airbox to try that, include it with this test, let me know in the comments below. I'll be glad to purchase that and then do the test with that. But of course, I don't got that, so I'll be using my custom intake from WBB3. So we're gonna put these studs back in. Another reason why I'm also doing this test, because I felt like I didn't do the very first time any justice, just because the issue with the hoses and it ripping these out the intake. So I did want to make y'all happy and redo that test. And do it for a lot longer than just, what, 5-10 minutes, I think. Alright. Alright, that's tight. Alright, and that's tight. So, we put the throttle body on. Oh, forgot the gasket. Where it had a vacuum leak. Nuts on. Nope, getting some resistance on this one. Oh, wrong nut. The battery though? No. Alright. What do I do with the connector? Reconnect that. Put this back on. Alright. That's all back together. Where's the... Here we go. I don't remember if this goes in the front or go on the back. No, it goes in the front. Alright, bolt this back on. Alright. That's so that's right. That's in a relaxed state. Reconnect this side. We get the clamps. So, if I remember correctly, it goes in like this. Yeah, I think it was like that. Alright. Oh, forgot the clamp. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get this one out the way. Man, that breeze feel good. Alright, so reconnect this. Reconnect this. Reconnect this mass airflow sensor. What else am I missing? Oh yeah, I got to put the clamps. Alright, so I'll refill the system. The rest in here. I forgot to hit record, but I reconnected this hose. I can't find the rest of my vacuum caps, so I didn't cap that off. I was going to put the breather back over here. But it's alright, so I just reused the hose. It's the same hose as I had before. All the clamps is together. Breaker booster hose is reconnected. PCB reconnected. Everything's reconnected, so. And I already swapped out the ECU. It's back to the factory. The one without the ECU. Where are my keys? And my keys are in the house. So, alright, got the keys. I'm gonna start the car and let the air and the cooling system come out since I did disconnect that. And let's see how the factory ECU handles it. Oh yeah, they gotta do the relearning procedure. But no check engine light. Yeah, it's a whole lot quieter though. I'm gonna let it do its little relearn procedure, warm up, and let it do a couple cycles till all the bubbles is out the cooling system. So we'll be right back. But it's handling it so far, which I expected because the cams is both on. So once it does its little 10-minute relearn procedure, we'll be right back. So yeah, I could tell the car's a lot quieter, just because there's not that much air going in as before. So it's been a while. We can close this. Close the hood. We're gonna do a quick test drive. Torque is back, I guess, because the smaller intake. You don't let that truck go in the front go. Similar to the Ross Crew, a little bit slower, but like I said, because the diameter is smaller than the Ross Crew, it's bigger, you know that, and it's made for pretty much big NA builds, turbo builds, stuff like that. And of course the factory intake manifold is smaller. I don't really hear my exhaust. I hear more of the intake. Of course, this guy keep braking. So as soon as I can find a place to turn around, I'm gonna do that and go the opposite way. Go the opposite way. Just as quick once it gets to like the mids. Yeah, ain't bad. But like I said, let me know in the comments if y'all want me to continue to test with the factory airbox to see if there's even more of a difference. But as far as I can tell with the short drive, low end torque is back. Like when I switched over to the Rouse Crew, I could feel that the low end torque diminished a bit. But once it gets upper towards the mids to the highs, it got some pickup, especially with the June cams. So that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.